Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the energy drain that you might be experiencing as you are moving from your old self-concept into your new, radiant, most vibrant version of yourself. This is the second part of the two-part series where I'm talking about how to bridge the gap between your old paradigm and your old self-concept and your new paradigm and your new self-concept as you're reprogramming your subconscious mind. I'm going to link the first part of this two-part series up there. I'm talking about the belief purge in that video. If you want to know what that is, then simply check out that video. And before I get started with today's topic, my name is Julia, I'm a mindset coach, and here on High Value I'm talking about all things consciousness, inner healing, self-love, and manifestation. If you're looking for that extra support on your journey and you would like to get some more personalized advice from me, then make sure to reach out to me via the links below. And now let's get started with today's topic. What is the energy drain? So I've been talking to someone the other day on my Instagram, and they reached out to me and talked to me about them feeling so high at certain moments and so low in other moments. And I wanted to address this because this is actually quite common. As you are building your new self-concept and your new abundant reality, you probably know that this feels very expansive and this feels so freeing because you're letting go of all the old bullshit that you have been used to believing in, and you're letting go of all these old patterns that have kept you hostage to your conditioning and that have kept you in that contracted space where you actually don't belong. So you let go, you're expanding your energy, you're freeing yourself, and you're starting to get used to higher levels of energy. Now, as this is happening, our subconscious mind kicks in at some point and it's trying to maintain the old reality because it's scary. It's scary to live in the unknown. It's scary to expand. And also because there is this state that in biology is called homeostasis that tries to maintain the old reality. Your entire body and your subconscious mind, your entire system is striving to keep you safe. And because your system tries to keep you safe, it's not allowing you to just go very, very high in energy or very low in energy and stay there. No, it says, no, this is your normal state of being, and I'm going to keep you safe by keeping you locked in here where it's safe and warm and comfortable. And even if it's not serving you, this state of homeostasis is going to try to keep you at your normal, usual level. Because here, in your old reality, it's predictable. You know what's gonna happen. You know what the risks are. And you know how to deal with them. And even if it's not serving you, at least you know. But as you're moving into your new abundant reality and you're expanding, even although it feels better, on some level to your biology, it feels scary. And that's why in a natural way, you're going to come back to your old patterns because it's so easy for your subconscious mind to use those old patterns. And it can just always go back to them. They are programmed into your system. And that's why even although you're feeling expansive and more like yourself in these higher states, you first need to get used to them, and you need to allow for your subconscious mind to get used to them as well by constantly reprogramming yourself and constantly reaffirming who you are now. It's really a process of reconditioning your subconscious mind to start to use the new beliefs as a default program. And you're going to see that as you're always redirecting your subconscious mind and your entire system, your entire energy, you're going to get used to higher levels of energy in time. And that's why step by step by step by step, you're going to normalize feeling better and better and better, feeling more abundant, more expansive, more free, more limitless. You are limitless. You first need to remember that. And I don't want to set the expectation that, everybody is going to go through energy drains, but I certainly did and still do sometimes. I have these very, very, very high and expansive states of consciousness. And there was, for a long time, always something that kept me going back and kept me going back. And in time, I just got very, very good at detecting those moments where my energy goes back into the small ego, into that contracted separate self. And I'm getting better at opening up again and easing my way back into my more expansive and more true self, where I'm feeling free and abundant and where I feel like I am the creator of my reality, which we all are. So now that you know why this energy drain happens, and now that you know that it's possible that it happens for you, again, I don't want to set the expectation that it will happen. But if it happens, you can come back to this video and you can start using the steps that I'm going to teach you here. And in the last video, part number 1, I already talked about relaxing, being present, and shifting out of the old self concept whenever it comes up. And I'm going to summarize these steps here quickly. So there are 3 things that you can do, and I'm going to add a 4th step to it today. Let me first summarize the first 3 that I talked about in more depth in the last video. So one thing that you can do when your energy drain is coming, you can and you should become very, very present. Become aware that this is happening. Become aware that your old self concept is creeping in. This is very important because as you're not identifying with the old paradigm, you're starting to create space and distance between you and the old narrative, and that allows for space to allow abundance to flow in your life more naturally and to start telling a new story and start identifying with your new self-concept. The second step that I mentioned in the other video was relaxing. Don't try to cling on to the old or the new or whatever. Relax, and as you're relaxing, you're naturally expanding and you're naturally allowing for abundance to flow into your system, and you're naturally aligning back to your new abundant self-concept. You're naturally allowing for higher energies to come into your consciousness and to be expansive, to ease into abundance. The third step, or, well, it's not a step actually, it's more like different ways of going back to abundance. So the third point that I mentioned in the last video was fiercely shifting back to abundance. So sometimes when we are in a low state of being, we're actually fooling ourselves into it a little bit by not doing anything about it. And you need to figure out for you specifically what's the case at any given situation and in any given moment. And sometimes it can happen that you actually can shift out of it, but you're not doing it because you're too comfortable. And in those moments, you're going to see that you're actually going to feel energized by saying, no, I'm not going there right now. I am not ready to go into my low energy. I don't want it. I don't need to do it right now. I will shift out of it, and I know who I am. I am abundant. I am loved. I am free. I am expansive. And you're going to feel that by affirming or by fiercely shifting or taking some action, you can start to realign. Now, you want to be very, very conscious when you do what. And you want to observe what really, really helps you at any given moment. I notice for myself that sometimes relaxing can bring me into lower levels of energy because I'm actually very passive and I'm not actually needing a break, but I'm just too comfortable to shift out of the old self-concept, although I would have the energy to do it. And when I'm relaxing in those moments, I'm actually fooling myself into staying in a low state of energy, although this is actually not necessary. But sometimes being in a relaxed state and just being present with the old paradigm is very necessary for me because I actually in that moment need the break and I need to lean back, and this actually helps me to be more abundant. Likewise, sometimes shifting out of the old paradigm will actually be a way of getting even more entangled in it because I'm trying to force my way out of a lack, and actually taking action in certain moments is a way to be more resistant and to meet the resistance that I'm already experiencing with even more resistance. So in those moments when I notice that taking action is actually a way for me to run away from the old paradigm instead of being present and conscious, in those moments I notice that and I'm like, okay, taking action right now doesn't work. But there are moments where I really need to take action and where taking action fuels my energy, and I notice that I'm actually realigning back with myself by taking this action. This feels right at this moment, so then I'm doing it. And you need to become conscious for yourself when is the right time for you to shift out of the old energy and when you need to relax. I find that for myself, sometimes I really do need breaks because I have been taking a lot of action and I've been affirming a lot, and after doing so much, there's time for being. And likewise, when I was being in a state of abundance, but I was in a very relaxed way. I wasn't doing much, but I was just simply being. I noticed that it actually helps for me to shift out by doing something, by being active. So there's a natural balance that is very unique to you, and you just want to find out for yourself what works. I think that's pretty straightforward, and I hope that me elaborating a little bit on it has helped you to understand this better. Now, I promised you that I want to share a fourth tip with you, and this fourth tip is self-love and self-compassion. This tip actually always helps no matter what you're experiencing, and it also applies to the first video when you're experiencing the belief purge. This always helps when you're in a low state of energy. Applying self-love to the situation and compassion is very, very important. And no matter if you choose to relax or take action and shift your state of being compassionate with yourself is super important, because, you know, when you're in a low state of being and when you're experiencing this energy drain or the belief purge, you're already experiencing resistance. You don't want to meet that resistance with even more resistance. You want to be accepting of that happening. You want to be able to say, this is happening, and I don't need to judge myself for it. I don't need to blame myself. I don't need to do anything. This is just my old conditioning playing out. It's just playing out. It's just what used to happen before, but now I'm aware of it. So don't judge, don't blame. No, accept that this is happening. You accepting it will help you shift it more quickly. But that's not the reason you want to accept it. You want to accept it just for the simple reason that you love yourself. It's okay that this is happening. I accept it doesn't mean I will not change it. It simply means that I'm not at war with myself. I'm not at war with the present moment. I accept it. It's okay. I'm here with you. You can tell that to yourself. I'm here with you. I'm here with you all the way. We're gonna get through this. And you want to give yourself that reassurance that it's okay. It's okay. You're not judged. You're not blamed. You don't need to run away from this experience. It's okay that this is happening. This cannot overpower you. This cannot overpower you. You don't need to be afraid of those lower states of being. And when you're doing this, this is going to help to bring some ease into your state of being. As you're in this contracted state, that is very, very helpful. It's like you're making this contracted state be a little smoother, be a little more relaxed. And as you're feeling more relaxed, as you're knowing that, no matter what's happening, I love myself and it's gonna be okay. And I don't need to rush or contract out of the state, which is not even possible. You can relax. You can be present. And you can start to figure out from a very, very relaxed space, what's the next thing to do? There's nothing that you did wrong. There's no mistake that you made. It's simply something to learn here. And with self-love, this is going to be much, much easier. Alright, I hope that this video was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions. And then I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.